Hello everyone, welcome to the video tutorial on machine learning. So in the last video, I have been discussing about the gradient search to maximize likelihood in the neural network. So there we have derived a partial derivative by applying the partial derivative on weight training rule of the neural network, and we have also applied a back propagation technique here. So where we have applied the chain rule. Okay. So this is the equation that we got for change in the weight. So this equation contains the h of xi, that is the hypothesis value, and 1 minus h of xi, that is a non-hypothesis value also. Okay, to minimize the square error in the equation. So let us see the next concept that is very important for your exam point of view, that is called as MDL principle, that is minimum description length principle. So we know that in the chapter number 3, that is in the module number 2, we have discussed about ID3 algorithm, where this algorithm is used to generate the decision tree. And there is one rule called as Occam's razor's rule, which I have explained in my video. If you go through my video, you will come to know about this rule, where the Occam's razor rule always state about the shorter one. Okay. So in this ID3 algorithm, he has discussed about if we have to prefer the shorter tree over the larger tree. But here in the same Occam's razor rule, if we apply for our Bayesian network or Bayesian theory, so it said that choose the shortest explanation for the observed data. So the Occam's razor rule here in the Bayesian theory, it said that you have to choose the shorter explanation. Shorter explanation is nothing but we have to choose the shorter hypothesis on a observed data. See, we might have observed that in the hypothesis space there are n number of hypotheses, and some hypotheses will be shorter on the observed data and some hypotheses will be larger on the observed data. So always, according to Occam's razor's rule, always we have to prefer the shortest data or shortest hypothesis over the larger hypothesis. So this is the principle that we will call it as a minimum description length principle. So as the name itself indicates, the minimum description length, that means the description or the length of that hypothesis should be very minimum. Okay. So to be familiar with that concept, let us take the maximum of posteriori hypothesis formula, which we have already derived in the first video. Okay, so H map is nothing but the maximum of posteriori hypothesis, that is equal to R max. This instance, this is small h is nothing but one instance of a hypothesis space which belongs to this capital H. Capital H is nothing but hypothesis space P of D given H into P of H. This formula we have already derived in the first video itself. Then, so if you want to split or if you want to minimize this or maximum, if you want to write this equation once again, we can apply the ln. Okay, that is nothing but log to the base 2 on this equation. So then, if we apply ln here, we know the logarithmic rule, ln of m into n is equal to ln of m plus ln of n. Okay, so we apply the ln over here, and then we observe that, so it becomes R max of h belongs to capital H log to the base 2 P of D given H into plus P of H log to the base 2 P of H. Or alternatively, what we can do is we can apply the negation over here, that is we can write it as H map equal to arg min. So here it is arg max because here it is a positive value. We have always in the H MAP, that is in a maximum of posterior hypothesis, we want a maximum value of the hypothesis. So here, but in the rule we have minimum description length. So what we can do is we can apply the negation over here. So it becomes arg max becomes arg min. Okay, arg min minus log to the base 2 P of D given H, and this becomes also minus log to the base 2 P of H. Okay, so then we should know that this minus sign here, it is indicating that we are minimizing it. Okay, so plus sign indicating we are maximizing the value, and minus sign indicating the we are reducing its value, or we are minimizing the value of HMAP. So to explain this, let us introduce a basic result from a information theory, Consider the problem of designing a code to transmit a message drawn at a random time where the probability of encountering message I is Pi. So we want to send a message, a random message which we can draw from a drawn from a transmit medium, where we have to send that message from source to destination, or you can say from a source or from a source to a user or destination, we can say. So what we can do then, we always want to minimize the number of bits in the message so that it can be convincingly passed to. So we can send the shorter codes or shortest codes of message from a source to destination. Okay. So here we can see that log this is Pi is nothing but the probability of encountering the message. Okay. So we always look for the most compact code. So most compact code in the sense we want to send a minimum number of bits, and where bits are encoded with the minimum number of random variables or minimum number of shorter codes that is assigned to it. Okay. So here in the equation log to the base 2 P of I is nothing but the probability value of I is nothing but the encoding message. Okay. So here we will refer the number of bits required to encode a message as I, using the code C as a description of a message I with respect to C, which is denoted by the LC of I. So where L is nothing but the length, C is nothing but the code, and I is nothing but the number of bits that is used to encode the particular message. Okay. So using this theory we can rewrite our equation as, so as you can see we can explain this term also, minus log to the base 2 P of H is nothing but the description length of H under the optimal encoding. So optimal is always, remember, optimal is always the minimum value which can satisfy our hypothesis. Okay. So please remember this point. And in other words, the size of description of hypothesis H using this optimal representation. In our notation, LCH of H is equal to minus log to the base 2 P of H. So in the previous equation, if you see here, this I can write it as log to the base 2 P of H. I can write it as, so LCH, I can write it as LCH, because log to the base 2 P of H will give you the minimum. This is minus sign is there, right? So it will give you the minimum description length of a hypothesis, where CH is a optimal code for hypothesis space H. This CH is nothing but it is a optimal code for a hypothesis space H. Okay. So minus sign always indicates that it is a optimal or it is a minimum. Second term we have in the equation is minus log to the base 2 P of D given H. So we can write or this indicates that a description length of a training data, okay, under a given hypothesis. So if a given hypothesis is there, then for that hypothesis some data will be there, and we are applying minus log to the base 2 on this because we want a optimized encoding on a given hypothesis. We want a data which is very optimized. Okay. So we can rewrite or we can write this minus log to the base 2 P of D given H as LCD given H of D given H. So where this C of D given H is nothing but it's the optimal code for describing the data, assuming that both sender and receiver is having or receiver is knowing same hypothesis. Okay. So C of D given H is nothing but it is the optimal code for describing this data, assuming that both sender and receiver is having or both sender and receiver know the same hypothesis value. Therefore, we can rewrite the equation, this equation, instead of writing it as minus log to the base 2 P of D given H and minus log to the base 2 P of H, we can rewrite that equation as R min LCH of H plus LCD given H of D given H. So we already know what is CH and C of D given H. Okay. So minimum description length principle recommends choosing the hypothesis that minimizes the sum of two description length. Okay. So it is two description length. This one is one description length and this is another description length. So always we want the minimum of this plus this. Okay. That becomes our minimum description length principle. Of course, to apply this principle in practice, we must choose specific encoding or representation appropriate for a given learning task. Assuming we use the codes, that is C1 and C2, two codes that we have given to the data. So we can rewrite the equation, this equation as argmin LC1. So C1 is first code and plus LC2 D of D given H. So this is another code. So in above analysis, it shows that if we choose C1 to be optimal encoding of hypothesis C of H, and if we choose C2 to be optimal encoding of C of D given H, then H MDL is equal to HMAP. So he said that instead of writing CH, we can write, or this CH we can write it as C1, and C of D given H we can write it as C2, because he assumes that C1 is the optimal encoding for CH and for C2 is the optimal encoding for C of D given H. So if we rewrite this equation, then it becomes like this. Then the formula becomes HMDL, that is minimum description length hypothesis is equal to maximum of posteriori hypothesis. Okay. So intuitively, we can think of MDL principle as recommending a shortest method for re-encoding the training data, where we count both the size of the hypothesis as well as additional cost of encoding the data given this hypothesis. Okay, so let us consider another representation over here. So here we know that C1 and C2 of the hypothesis, and so this is a code for hypothesis and data. So for C1, we might naturally choose some obvious encoding of a decision tree in which the description length grows with the number of nodes in the tree and number of edges. Okay, we already know that if the length of tree grows, that means the number of nodes will be also increased and number of edges will be also increased. That we will consider it as C1. So C1 is the it's the optimal encoding for some decision tree, where it grows if the number of nodes are increased and number of edges are increased. So what is there for C2? What is the encoding value for C2? How to choose this? Okay, so here he has told that how to choose it. To keep things simple, suppose that the sequence of instances x1, x2, so on up to xm is already known to both transmitter as well as receiver, so that we need to transmit the classification f of x1 up f of x2, so on up to f of xm. So what he does here is, instead of sending x1, x2 directly to the known transmitter and receiver, we can send the function of that particular instances. Now if the training classification f1, f of x1, f of x2, so on up to f of xm are identical to the prediction of the hypothesis, then there is no need to transmit any information about this example. So he told that if this information is already known to the receiver, then there is no need to transmit. You can send if all the informations are predicted, or if all the informations are same, then no need to transmit all the packets or all the functions, because receiver can easily compute what is the next hypothesis value. Okay, because it already knows what you are sending. Okay, because here both receiver and sender knows the data which is transmitted or which is next to be transmitted. The description length of a classification given the hypothesis in this case is therefore 0. So what is the description length here in this case? In this case it is 0 because already the data is known. So hence we need not to transmit any kind of data further. Okay, so already the data is known to both transmitter as well as the receiver. So what is the description length here? So do you want to describe this data to the receiver? No, we cannot describe the data because receiver also know that data. Okay, so its description length becomes 0. So in the case where some examples are misclassified by H, okay, H is nothing but hypothesis. Consider some examples are misclassified by the hypothesis. Then for each misclassification, we need to transmit a message that identifies the examples is misclassified. So if anything is misclassified while sending, So what you need to do is you need to send the description so that it should classify it correctly. So this is about the MDL principle. So MDL principle is nothing but it provides the minimum description length for the hypothesis, and if we apply this, then the number of errors committed by the hypothesis will be very less and the complexity will be very less. And what is MDL principle always tells you? It tells you always prefer the shorter hypothesis or shorter description length principle. Okay, so this is about the MDL principle, and thank you very much.